Right, hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm back with another match preview. This time it's Leeds United versus Swansea City in the Sky Bet Championship this Saturday, 3 PM kickoff away at Elland Road. Before I get into my part of the video, I have actually got a Leeds United fan on. His name is Matty from the Imagine Not Being Leeds channel, so I'll link his channel below. Does some really good Leeds content, so I'll leave his channel below. But yeah, before I get into my part, I'll hand you over to him and see what he's got to say ahead of the game.
Hello everybody, I'm Matty from Imagine Not Being Leeds, and I've been asked by Jake to come on and do a bit of an opposition preview. So yeah, just to let you know how things are going in the Leeds world. Obviously we're top at league, joint with Sheffield United at the minute. They'll profess they've got 2 more points than us, which they statistically have, but we sit joint top on goal difference with them, with their 2 points being deducted. It's been a really good season, as you guys all know as a Leeds fan. I think we're favourites still to win the league. I think we'll be favourites pretty much all season. And I think the results of late have been a bit of a worry, I won't lie. We saw last season Leeds United's demise. The last 11 games I think we won 3. With that sort of form we won't go up again this season, but I do think we've had a bit of a minor blip. It's been his worst blip of the season, 1 win in 4. Only 1 loss in those 4, a couple of draws coming as well. But I think Swansea are facing a very difficult opposition really. You know, I feel like as form's been obviously poor, we're coming back from international break. Some of those key players have gone away on international break, which isn't ideal as a Leeds fan. But I think some of those, you know, a lot of that side as well have stayed back and a 2-week break, like I'm sure your boys have as well. But I think Leeds are going to be really up for this. Like I say, with that dip of form, they need to come out of it. We need to dig ourselves out of it. And I do believe at Elland Road, you know, we're unbelievable. I go to Elland Road. I go every game. I'll be there on Saturday. I think if this is away, it's been a worry as our away form. We saw, you know, your place when we narrowly won 4-3. It was a bit of a crazy game, that. Bit of a basketball match end to end, and we come out the right side of it, thank God. Willing on no scoring late on, but I don't think it'll be that sort of game. I think at Elland Road we tend to see Leeds control the ball. I don't know how you guys play, but you know the way we play, it's very much possession based, especially at Elland Road. It's a great atmosphere. We've only lost to Burnley there this season. Had a recent draw at West Brom, which was frustrating. We've seen sides come and stifle us at times. If you sit back, for me, that's a blueprint at Elland Road. Try and keep it as tight as you can for as long as you can. And if you do that, you take us into those, you know, those later moments of the game. There's every chance you'll get something. But you know, Leeds United at home, like I say, it's been formidable. You know, I go to work on a Monday morning, usually quite delighted with weekend because we tend to, especially at home when I go to games, we tend to come out with 3 points. So I think when you're looking at our key players, I think you've got Solomon, Dan James when they're on it. There's no one better in this division on the wing. For me, our star man is Altenacker in the middle of the park. He can do it all. You know, he's really good defensively. He's positionally sound. His passing's accurate. He can get forward. He's popped up with some goals this season. Some at Leeds last season goals from midfield. So, and then you've obviously got Joel Perot, or Peru, however you want to pronounce him. But you know about him yourself. He was there for a few years, and you know what he can do in that box, in and around that box. He wasn't the traditional number 9 that we all hoped he'd be last season. It took him a while to get in there, but he's absolutely flying. His numbers are through the roof. I expect him to get 20 goals this season. I think he's on maybe 15 now, 16. A few assists in there as well. So he's been great for us this season. Thank God. You know, with Bamford being out as long as he's been, we needed a focal point, and he's been that for us this season. He's really adapted the way he's played to sort of fit our system. Because I think he's probably better as a 2 up top or just off the 9, but he's been playing predominantly as that main 9. But I think Joel Perot he's probably going to get a goal on Saturday. I think it tends to play out that way when you play, you know, your old side. So I expect him to get on the score sheet. And I think if Dan James or Solomon are at it, it could be a bad day for Swansea fans. If I'm honest, I'm not a happy clapper by any stretch. You know, we're not in the best of form. Is it a good time to play Leeds or a bad time? It's, you know, we'll find out, won't we? Come kick off time on Saturday at Elland Road. But yeah, I fancy Leeds to win. I'm going to go 4-0 Leeds. I don't want to disrespect any Swansea fans. I just think if we turn up like we should do at Elland Road, it's a score I see, you know, more often than not. You know, you freeze them 4-0 at Elland Road. I think you're not in the greatest of form. But yeah, that's what I'm tipping. But like I say, if you come back and you can keep it tight early, and we don't get that early goal, and you can get us in half time level, that second half could be a struggle. We do struggle from time to time with sides that, you know, keep it tight as long as they can and sit in a little bit. So it depends how you play. If you come and play and have a go, which why not? It's a game of football, come and have a go. If you do, you leave space in behind, and then you've got Dan James and your Solomons to run into. So yeah, it could be a dangerous tactic, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm tipping 4-0 Leeds. I hope you all travel safe and get back safe, and yeah, take care and good luck for the rest of the season. Thank you.
A big thank you once again to him for featuring on my channel. As I said, his link will be down in the description. If you want to go and give it a watch, I do recommend. He does some very good Leeds content. We did also film a video on his channel as well. If you wanted to go and watch that, that'll obviously be over on his channel too. So yeah, again, a massive thanks for featuring on the channel. Yeah, now going on to my part of the video then. So yeah, obviously Swans fans recently found out, it's actually the day that I'm recording this, that we found out that Alan Sheehan will be the manager for the remainder of the 2024-25 season. And, you know, I'd say he's, you know, done a pretty good job in his second spell as caretaker manager. Obviously starting off with a 3-0 win at home against Blackburn, followed by a 0-0 draw away at Preston, and then a 1-0 win against Middlesbrough at home, and then followed by a 1-0 defeat away at Watford and a 2-0 defeat at home to Burnley. So yeah, I think he's done a pretty good job overall, if I'm being honest. You know, there's no real, you know, shocking performances in there. Obviously, as I said, the first three we went unbeaten under him. And then, you know, a 1-0 defeat away at Watford, which, you know, came from a Goncalo Franco mistake. It was a bit of a gift in reality. So, you know, no shame there. And then, you know, against Burnley, a very good side. So, you know, no shame in losing to them either. They're one of the best they're the best defensive team in the league, and they're one of the best teams generally in the league as well. So yeah, you know, no poor performances at all so far under Sheehan. You know, 2 wins, two losses and a draw. You know, pretty decent record, I'd say, especially considering where we were under Luke Williams before Alan Sheehan came in. But, you know, this is going to be a tough test against a very good Leeds side. You know, they currently sit top of the league, and I think, in my opinion, they're certainly going to be going up. You know, got a few ex-Swans boys as well, Joel Perreault, Dan James and Joe Rodon. So wouldn't be surprised to see them, any of them three get on the score sheet. But yeah, going on to the injury news for both sides then. So starting off with Leeds, they've got Maximilian Voba out with a knee injury. They've got Patrick Bamford out with a hamstring injury. And they've also got Welsh international Ethan Ampadu, who's out as well. Obviously, he wasn't part of the Wales squad due to injury. So, yeah, they've got a few players out injured. As for the Swans, then, we've just got Christian Pedersen out. So, you know, not too much to report in terms of the Swans. As I said, just Christian Pedersen, who'll be missing from this game. And then key players for both teams then. So if I had to... So I'm going to pick 3 for Leeds and then 3 for the Swans. So the 3 players I'd choose for Leeds. Maybe a bit biased here, obviously, because they're ex-Swans players and they play for the Wales international team. So obviously I do see them a lot more than I see, you know, some other players. But first I'm going to go with Dan James. You know, he's been incredible for Wales, and, you know, he's really good for us, good for United as well. And I think he's been playing really well for Leeds this season as well. So yeah, I'm going to go with Dan James. I think he's a massive threat. And I think, you know, if he comes up against Josh Tymon, you know, Josh Tymon's been really good this season, but I think he might struggle a little bit against Dan James. So I'll go with, yeah, Dan James is the first one. Second player I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with Joe Rodon. Again, might be a bit biased, but I think he's one of the best defenders in the league. You know, him and Pascal Struijk at the back are excellent. So yeah, I'm going to go with Joe Rodon. And the third one I'm going to go with Tanaka. Really good from what I've seen of him this season. I think he's definitely one of the best players in the league. You know, he's excellent. There's so many more Leeds players I can choose from, but you know, I usually go with 3 for each team as to pick out. But yeah, there's so many to choose from. You know, they got such a good squad. Solomon, Ramazani, Aronson, Firpo, Joel Perreault as well. So yeah, they've got such a, you know, Jaden Bogle as well. Very good attacking fullback. So yeah, you know, they seem to, you know, they have such a good squad and a great manager as well. So there's so many I could choose from. But going on to the Swans key players then. So if there's any Leeds fans watching this, I think these are the players you probably need to keep an eye out for Swansea. So firstly, I'm going to go with Goncalo Franco in midfield. been probably our best player this season, in my opinion. I think he's, absolutely excellent, and we play so much better when he's in the side. So I'm going to go with him. Secondly, I'm going to go with Liam Cullen. Obviously plays for the Wales side with Dan James and Joe Rodon. But yeah, Cullen's been great for us this season. Probably up there with Franco for player of the season. And he's found himself. He sort of found his feet now, playing a little bit deeper than up front. He's playing just behind the striker, and I think it's suiting him really well. And thirdly, I'm probably going to go with. I think I'm going to go with Lawrence Vigouroux, our keeper. He's been excellent. He saved us a lot of points this season, so I'm going to go with him. And going on to the team lineup, I'm going to go with for the Swans then. So in goals, I'm going to go with Lawrence Vigouroux. Right back, I'm going to go with Josh Key. Left back, I'm going to go with Josh Tyman. And then two centre backs, I'm going to go with Ben Cabango, and I'm going to go with Harry Darling. And then in midfield, I'm going to go with Goncalo Franco, Lewis O'Brien, and then Liam Cullen just behind the striker. Two out wide, I'm going to go with Ronald, I'm going to go with Omji Sung, and I'm going to go with Zan Vapotnik up front. But yeah, I think that's the side I'm going to go with for this game. It might be slightly different depending on, it all depends on, which players are 100% fit, obviously, after the international break. So yeah, it all depends on that. But that's the team I'm going to go with. And then finally, a score prediction. It's going to be a tough game against Leeds. We don't really have a great record against us. The only time I really remember us beating them was when Wayne Routledge scored that winner back at Elland Road. I actually watched that in Tenerife, in a Leeds bar as well, funnily enough. But yeah, apart from that, we don't really get many results against Leeds, I'll be honest. But I'm going to be optimistic and go with a 1-1 draw. I think that would be a good result away at Leeds. And I say to score for Leeds, I'll go with Dan James, ex-player. It's always going to happen. They always seem to score against us. And to get the goal for the Swans, I think I'll go with Liam Cullen. So yeah, 1-1. But yeah, massive thanks for watching this. I will be back tomorrow with a matchday vlog. I will be making the trip up to Leeds. Is actually the last ground in the current championship that I need to do to complete all 24. So yeah, I'll be making the trip up to Elland Road tomorrow. Hopefully we take a lot of fans. It is a long way, and there isn't much to play for us really this season. But yeah, hopefully we can get a good result as well. But yeah, once again, a massive thanks for watching this. Another thank you to Imagine Not Being Leeds for featuring on my channel. So yeah, big thanks to him. Big thank you for all of you watching this. And yeah, stay tuned for the video tomorrow.